I'm Lily
Todd
McGovern. Yeah. We've been married almost 31 years and together for about 33. I found Peter through the Facebook ad, are you self-sabotaging? And I'm going to tell you why you do the things you do. I'm a psychology major and a philosophy major, and I'm like, I want to know why I do the things that I do. And in the very first module, and I don't even think I had to pay for anything, and I got some answers about behavior and how it's so easy to when something feels good, like eating fast food, right? You're going to do it, right? But when something is harder, it's easier to give up. So it's like sometimes you got to push through the burn, and you got to recognize that to grow you have to stretch, and stretching entails pain. And so being able to face the pain and practice your life is very much in line with what I do. But just to hear it stated out loud like that was so helpful. Like, oh, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, be consistent, put in the time and the effort, and I'll get the results. He said, trust the process and do the work. I follow directions. So I trust the process and I did the work. And I did a lot of work. You can ask him. I was always listening, always, almost 20 hours out of 24 hours a day. I'm listening, I'm taking notes. I'm figuring out how this applies to my life. I'm doing the exercises, I'm digging deep, I'm crying, I'm doing everything, right? I'm sharing what's going on with my Facebook groups, because I think it's important for us to share our lives so that other people can learn from our mistakes, and understand that there's mistakes are just what makes us grow, right? It's fertilizer for our growth. And when you feel like you're buried under the dirt, like we were, we're just cocooning, we're growing, and we're able to shoot up and blossom. So I was able to shoot up and blossom easier because I've had all these practices that I've done throughout my life: the yoga, the exercise, the eating right, the meditation. All of it I've already done and I've already heard. And the war cry of failure is I already know that. And guess what? I'm really good at forgetting what I know.
I mean, so Lily's been, excited before about activities. so at first it was like, oh boy, where are we going now, right?
I'm always excited. That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited about life,
Right.
Usually.
So and she has a habit of bringing the the videos and things that she's watching all around the house. So I got to start seeing them, and it's like, okay, this one is good. This one looks different, and I mean, I would say pretty quick in the first month or two, I could tell that she was doing something different. Mm-hmm. But I was still kind of waiting for her to come down off the high, and she hasn't.
It's only gone
Which
higher.
is good,
Well, we were dealing with addiction and alcoholism, and just general family communications, I think, really trying to communicate what we needed in our relationship with our son, and what him communicating to us what he needed, and trying to get him the help that he needed, and then trying to get the help that we needed. And there was, we were finding no help. There was no answers. Nobody had the answers. It didn't matter what we did. We've been to rehab, we've been to doctors, we've been to therapists, we've been to psychologists and psychiatrists, and fundamentally we're on our own. I started in November of 2021, and I started when I had my beautiful dream career, which is quantum healing hypnosis technique, and then I just gotten certified in creativity coaching, which was like incorporating my art that I've been doing over the years, and making some energy exchange with that modality, which is a beautiful thing, because how great is it that you get to paint and help somebody else, and be supported in that way by the universe. So I feel like I had it all going on, and the only thing that was going on was really my issue with my son and our relationship. And fundamentally it's like that's my Achilles heel, is because he's everything to me. He's our only son, and when you can't help your only son, why are you living?
So she has been helping our only son in the last 6 months, and when I saw how much aligned Peter's philosophy and business strategy is with our Buddhist practice, it's like, well, this is kind of what Lily's been looking for a couple decades, you know. And she's tried a couple other kind of network marketing and other business ideas, but
a lot of other business ideas.
Yeah. But I mean, and you have to be kind of I don't know. I take when your spirituality is so important to you, and you're a leader in an organization, a spiritual organization, you don't want to send the wrong messages, right, to the people that you have this pure relationship with. Mm-hmm. And but the way Peter's philosophy works, I think it's allowed us to talk with our other, Buddhist members in a way that isn't compromising,
right,
and is very aligned. And so,
well, the best thing about Peter's teaching, I mean, on my enrollment call with a gal, Corey, I found out she also practices this practice, and we've both been practicing for 30 years, and that was like, wow, if Corey is into this guy, maybe he's okay, and then I said, I don't know about the EMT training, what about that, but I mean, fundamentally, like, business in a box, okay, if I can follow directions, okay, I'll do it, but it was Corey saying, yeah, the depth of Peter's teachings has really touched her heart, and there's more to expand on and understand and realize. I'm like, okay, so a lot of it was because we shared that Buddhist practice that I signed up, and with no reservation, well, a little bit of reservations, because it was a lot of money. It was the most money I've ever spent on myself. We've turned everything around with Peter's teachings, with understanding, what's going on behind the psychology, what's driving my behaviors and needs, what's driving my son's behaviors and needs. Because once I figured out what was happening within myself, it was more easy to see what's going on with other people. And usually it's vice versa, right? You can see what's going on, but when it's your own family, it's really hard to, come outside of the tin, like Peter says, and be able to read the label from the outside. So that's kind of fundamentally what happened was, after taking Peter's course, and, by the module 3, I think I'd had all the answers that I was looking for. So because I've been on a path for a long time, my whole life. Actually, Peter's teachings are much in line with our Buddhist practice, which we've been practicing since we met. Actually, I started chanting, and Todd came along about 6 months after, and then we got married about a year after that, and we've both been practicing ever since. So that's really the glue that's held our marriage together. And, I'm always looking for a business opportunity that has high consciousness, and that's, raising the global consciousness. And how great is it that, Peter's teachings have just meshed and aligned with our own values, values regarding inner peace, a balance in your life, harmony in your environment, taking responsibility for what you can, letting go of what you can't, and just contributing and growth, because that's what our Buddhist practice is all about. So it's just really solidified and validated my belief and faith in Buddhism, and also talked about the science behind the Buddhist practice, and which has been really, really fascinating and validating. Well, from my experience in watching 100 other people, go through the experience with me, I've taken many online courses, and usually you have about 4 or 5 people that make it from the beginning to the ending. In our course, I think almost everybody out of 100 people, made it beginning to ending. I was so impressed with, the changes that people have made in their lives, just the transformations after transformation after transformation. Men in their 70s who didn't know they could love. I didn't even know I could love anybody else. I mean, wow. And people that haven't really been able to approach their lives with any solutions whatsoever have just, you don't have to have Buddhism, you can be Christian, you can be Muslim, you can be anything you want to be, you can be, agnostic. And what Peter really does is allow you to be yourself. Well, I feel like, we've helped him as much as we can, just to be there for him and be the example and the invitation rather than the warning, which is what Peter really helped me with. You can talk.
Well, we also have an ultimate dream of kind of having a family business of serving in some capacity. And Lily has been looking at the idea of a healing retreat or community.
Intentional community. Of course.
I
Hopefully.
think he would. I think he would. Yeah. He's mostly observing, but we're also observing in him a change in attitude and desire, and our relationships are definitely changing.
Thank you, Peter. We love you.
Thank you, Peter. I'm one of the newer signed up in the
He's in
EMF Light and
he's in
July
my first
EMF.
EMF cohort. He's my beta group, and along with my best friend,
Yeah.
Destiny, and then we have a lot of EMF lighters joining us. So it's been a fantastic journey, and it's just like Peter said. I trusted the process. I did the work. I followed directions. I passed the test. I invited people in, and they came.